Okay, welcome and congratulations. You've made it to week 8. And so this thing is just about to wrap up for us. In week 8, there is not a final exam, so you don't have to worry about that. There is a project that you'll work on for this week, and let's take a look at that real quickly here. It's going to be a project about technologies that you specifically can use in whatever it is that you teach. I teach computers and computer science, technologies, things, but you may be teaching English, math, or football for all I know. So what I want you to do is you're going to build a resource that you can use of technologies in your specific discipline. In the assignment here, you can see that I've listed 5 resources. These are only for just to help you get started. These are not intended to be resources that you have to use. So you can, as the next line says, feel free to search for other resources that are specific to your particular discipline or whatever it is that you teach or coach. You want to be thinking about technologies that you can and you probably will want to use in your classroom. So try to be specific, because you're going to be building a resource, hopefully, that you'll want to save and keep, and that way when you start teaching on your own and you're responsible for all the lesson plans and the delivery of all of your content and stuff, then you'll have a resource that's already prepared and you can go and start using that technology to help you get started. Now, I want you to create a Microsoft Word document, just like we've done before. This is not a research paper. You'll have some headings in it. One heading, for instance, if you were to find something under Google for education, then you might have a heading of 5 things that are found under Google Education. For each of the headings, I want you to find 5 resources. And I know that's not always going to be possible, but you'll have a heading if you find more than one resource under that heading. And I give an example here. For instance, if you plan to use something like quizzes, then or Edpuzzle, then that's not going to be found under some heading, because that is a resource that's provided by only one provider. And so you would list it by itself. And so all total, I'm looking for about 15 different resources of technologies that you can find. Put them into a Google list. Make sure that for every resource that you list, that there is a link to that specific resource. And the example I give here is that if you think that Google Keep is a resource that you will definitely use no matter what happens on the planet Earth, then make sure that there is a specific link to Google Keep. Not just to Google, but a link that takes me to that specific reference. Because you may find things that I've never heard about. I'm not a math teacher, I'm not an English teacher, and that's your discipline perhaps, and I'd be interested to find out what things are out there that you know about. Is there some resource that helps teach about run-on sentences or technologies for helping you to write, like we've talked about quite a bit in this class? If you are teaching math, is there a good whiteboard app out there that could be used for maybe lining out or demonstrating certain math equations and how to solve them? So whatever it is you teach, you know what you're going to need. So start looking for resources that you could use and build yourself a document that you could keep and save beyond this class, and then use that whenever you start teaching. The due date is midnight on Sunday night, just like always. And remember that you're building a resource that will work for you. So hopefully, guys, the list that you provide won't be just like somebody else's list. And so this needs to be something that is specifically for you. However you want to design it, that's up to you. If it needs to be colorful to make you happy, make it colorful. Whatever you want to do with this is your document. And I'll just be grading to make sure that you have been diligent to find resources that are specific to what you plan to teach. So make sure that when you start the document that you put your name and the subject that you teach or the sport that you plan to coach. Make sure you put that in there so that I can see that what you're discovering and what you're saving and keeping and plan to use are all relevant to that specific area of responsibility. Now, there is the peer support forum where you can help one another as always, but there's no other research forum. There's no exams. When you get this thing done, it'll all be over, and your grade at the end of the term will be the average of all the grades that you received for the term. So, good luck with this. If you have any questions, as always, be sure and email me and let me know if I can help.